Okay, so check this out. There's an app out there, and its name is, I kid you not, Are You Dead? Sounds like a prank, right? But it's actually a wildly popular app, and we've got to unpack the story behind this one.
Just picture it for a second. You open your phone and it asks you, straight up, are you alive? I mean, talk about a jarring question, but it's this very question that's at the center of a huge viral phenomenon in China that tells us a lot about modern life.
So the app is literally called Are You Dead? And the whole concept is, well, it's brutally simple. You just have to check in once a day. If you don't check in for 2 days straight, the app basically assumes the worst and sends an alert to your emergency contacts. That's the entire function. And believe it or not, millions of people are downloading it.
All right, so we've got this morbidly viral app. Let's break down how it actually works.
It really couldn't be simpler. It's basically 4 steps. 1, you open the app every day. 2, you tap this huge check-in button. That's it. But if you forget or can't for 2 days straight, step 4 kicks in. An alert gets blasted out to your emergency contacts. You know, a little message saying, hey, you might want to check on this person. Okay, so you're probably thinking an app with a name and a function this grim has got to be for a super niche audience, right? Well, you would be totally wrong. This thing is an absolutely massive, completely unlikely success story.
And get this, there was no big marketing push. No fancy commercials, no celebrity endorsements, nothing. Its success was completely organic, just pure word of mouth, and it spread like wildfire, especially with young people who are living by themselves.
I mean, its rise was just meteoric. It launched pretty quietly, but then bam! Early this year, it just exploded. It shot straight up the charts and became the #1 most downloaded paid app in the entire country. That is a stunning, stunning climb for any app.
The backstory is just as wild. It was built by just 3 developers, all in their 20s. And the cost to make it? Reportedly, next to nothing. And now, it's valued in the millions. It just goes to show you what can happen when a simple idea hits a really, really deep nerve in society. So what is that nerve? Why on earth did this super simple, kinda morbid app resonate with so many people? Well, the answer has almost nothing to do with the technology. It's all about loneliness.
To really get why this app took off, you gotta look at this huge social shift that's happening in China. You know, for generations, society was built around these super tight-knit communities. Families, neighbors, everyone knew each other. But today, especially in the giant cities, life can feel really isolated, and more people than ever are living completely alone.
And the scale of this is just mind-blowing. Look at this number. By 2030, projections show there could be 200 million single-person households in China. Think about that. That's a massive number of people living without that built-in safety net. You know, the daily check-ins you get from a roommate or a family member.
And we're not just talking about one specific group of people here. It's everyone. It's young professionals in those tiny city apartments working crazy hours. It's students who are hundreds of miles away from home. It's workers living in temporary housing near their job sites. And it's also a growing number of elderly people who are aging all by themselves. And what do they all have in common? This quiet, nagging fear. What if something happens to me and nobody even knows?
But okay, it wasn't just the app's function that got everybody talking. The thing that really made it famous is the exact same thing that makes it so controversial, and that's its name.
See, in Chinese culture, talking openly about death is a huge taboo. It's often seen as really bad luck or inauspicious. So can you imagine downloading an app literally called Are You Dead to your phone? For a lot of people, that just feels wrong. The developers have actually gotten a lot of pressure to change the name.
But for the people who use the app, they see the name as just brutally honest. You see posts on social media that say things like this. And yeah, it's super grim, but it's also real. For them, it's about getting some peace of mind against a very modern, very real fear.
And that's the great irony of this whole thing, right? The bleak, controversial, taboo-breaking name is the exact reason it went viral. It's shocking, it's memorable, and you just can't ignore it. So the app's biggest weakness is also its greatest strength.
So let's take a step back. When you strip away the controversy and the millions of downloads, what is this app really about? It's more than just a piece of code. It's an answer to a very, very modern question. Look, on one hand, yeah, this app could absolutely save a life. That alert could be the difference between life and death in a medical emergency or an accident. No question. But here's what it doesn't do, what it can't do. It doesn't fix the underlying problem. It doesn't cure the social isolation that created the need for it in the first place.
And that's the key takeaway here. The app doesn't actually fix loneliness, it just manages it. It's like a technological bandage. It helps with the symptoms, for sure, but it doesn't build real community or connection. What it really is a quiet admission that millions of people are navigating life totally and completely alone.
And that leaves all of us with a question that's much bigger than just one app in one country. It's a really modern question, and it's for everyone. In this world where we're all more connected but somehow more disconnected than ever, just think about it. If something happened to you tomorrow, would anyone know?